Hello, I'm Dr. Tom, and I'd like to welcome you to this Friday's update. And I will tell you, we have just completed the most incredible event, the Global Leadership Retreat in Los Cabos, Mexico. Cabo. What a great time. What a spectacular time we all had there on the beaches of the world doing our GEN training, starting, of course, on Wednesday and Thursday. And as we moved into level 5 testing, we actually had someone who set a record for the length of time it took to complete the level 5 exam, which is encouraging because just like when the original 4-minute mile barrier was broken, others began to do it, and now it's commonplace. And so I give you that bit of encouragement just to let you know that a new record has been set on the timeline which was involved in taking that test, which was under 4 hours. And I will tell you that we moved into level 6 training, which was spectacular. And people repeat that training, some for several times. And the reason for that is because you are now in a new unit of time. Once you've applied those materials, and then you come back, and maybe it's your first time there. Maybe you've attended level 7 and you've done 7A and 7B, and then you go back and listen to 6, because we always talk about the basics and we always talk about listening to the training in a new unit of time, and that's because the new unit is you. You are what's new. Because when you have these experiences, when you have these cognitions, when you grow, you change. And then you can hear things that you've heard before. You can read a book that you read before. You can have a conversation with someone and the very same words are spoken, yet the interpretation and the meaning and the cognition is new this time because you are new. And we did something new in level 7 this time, 7A and level 7B. And in level 7A, Joanne Lysiak was the moderator for us there. And she did a marvelous job, a spectacular job, as did Sekou Cook in level 7B. You see, the beauty of them being able to do that is, first of all, they got it, and they volunteered, and they asked to say, could this happen? And certainly it did. And we're grateful, and we're thankful, and we're appreciative of the efforts that they put in. And the real win is that it's members being elevated to new roles of leadership. And there are others of you who are interested in doing those things, let us know. The reality is that there is a different learning curve when you have that responsibility of making sure that the class, you see, the materials, the fundamental materials are the same because we've recorded them, because that was the purpose, to make it something that could be duplicated all over the world. And that's exactly what's happening. And now we've tested it so that members, as they come up through the ranks, gain more responsibility and they give more back to the club. And the volunteering that we heard about it and that we witnessed and we saw, people saying, what can I do for the club? How can I help? And it is greatly appreciated because we have a lot to do. And when you hear what I'm going to talk about in just a few moments, you'll really understand how much we do have to do. So people enjoyed the environment that we were in. We saw turtles, literally sea turtles, hatching and coming up out of the sand, and they were carried down to the water to be set free. You see, this area in Cabo, the peninsula there, the very tip of Baja, is one of the most famous places on the planet for turtles to come on shore and lay their eggs, and then, of course, they hatch. And there's a whole story we don't have time to go into today on that. But the point is that it's a place of getting back to nature and seeing traditions that have lasted hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, where they've come back to the exact same beach to do this very act of carrying on their legacy, which tied greatly into the GEN principles. We saw whales offshore. I mean, literally just offshore, where they would come up and they would blow their spouts and they would breach and come all the way up out of the water and splash, and there'd be pods of them with young ones that would come and jump. And we had one whale that came up very close to shore, was seen by many members, would just lay there on the top of the water, just splash a fin. And just splash like he was playing, waving to us, and then turned up and was waving a tail. For like 20 or 30 or 40 times they would do these acts. It wasn't just a freak thing that happened. It was incredible to watch. And some members came early, some stayed late. Blaine and Robin and Anna and I went down and took a boat ride on Tuesday to see the arch, a rock formation there that it's world renowned. It'd be like going to Paris and not seeing the Eiffel Tower. So we went out and did that, and we saw the fish come up up next to the boat, and we saw, I mean, just beautiful, shiny. You know, the fish in the ocean are so vivid. It was spectacular. We saw sea lions on shore and some of the most pristine beaches on the planet. It was marvelous. It was spectacular. We had Gen members who did horse rides, and we had Gen members who did camel rides and on the beach, and it was just, and we had people playing in the surf. Watching sunrises and sunsets. We had a sunrise with Sifu again. Stefan Patnode, thank you, sir, for your contributions. It was magnificent, a bonding, a relationship. The Global Information Network has never been more alive. And we're thankful for each of you that were there, and we look forward to those of you who could not make it for whatever reason this time. The next time we're somewhere, be there. It's well worth it to experience the camaraderie that happens inside this club, and to experience the growth and the upper level members giving back, and a mentoring program that we released and we're beginning for upper level members to begin to help people on how to get started. We forget there's so much information now that sometimes people get lost because there are too many choices. So let's set out a plan to help each of them. So if they go to level 1 to level 2, and level 2 to level 3, and level 3 to level 4, and level 4 to level 5, and level 5 to level 6, and level 6 to level 7, and ultimately to level 8. Because yes, one of the announcements we made, we'll get to that in just a second. We heard from Lee Kinney talking about the statistics and the numbers and the growth and the different areas of growth and the different ways in which people are utilizing the website for different lengths of time. A spectacular presentation. And as I mentioned, Heather Purdue was talking about the mentoring program that we have. And there's so much information that's shared. And of course, we heard from Ed Foreman and Earlene Vining and Tom Ward about a rebirth of the Successful Life course that Tom and Emily Ward and Earlene will be teaching. And so that legacy continues. And there were just so many different great messages that occurred. We had Brian Dodge did a special fly-in one day. He was there to share some advanced training. And we'll be sharing that with you because many of you were not able to be with us in Cabo on this trip. And the information that he shared was masterful. It was truly a next level of training in your business life. And so a special shout out and a thank you there. We heard from Master Mela Daggett talking about Grandmaster Ty and the continuation of that legacy and the demonstrations that we saw. And we heard from Heather Ramsey about the Rewired for Success program and how great that's all going. And Dr. Ted, of course, shared with us more about the brain and about the brain, and then Blaine shared, that was almost close, and then Blaine shared with us about the future of the club and where we're going, and revealed some great information. And of course, we heard from the Lighthouse women. Kim White did a spectacular job. Lorraine Harris, marvelous job as well, and Marcy Predmore McPhee. These women shared their stories, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house at times. The laughter was robust. It was an amazing sharing that happened from your Gen members, sharing information about how Gen has impacted their lives, and it was wonderful as always. And so thank you, Earlene, for that. I will tell you that we also then released an announcement about a program that will be delivered in the summer of 2022. This is a program when we talked about releasing level 8, about when is it going to happen. I know it's been happening. Well, the cat's out of the bag now. The reality is that it is coming. And it will be 4 weeks of training, 4 weeks of live training, over 200 hours of training that will encompass the level 8 program that will be released inside the Global Information Network. And yes, it will be information coming from KT, live from KT. And the reality of that is that the delivery of that information, and of course there is a contingency plan if things from off the radar come, we don't know, but the reality is we have the information and we're going to share it. Kevin is going to share it with you through the Global Information Network. And here's the beauty of it. Here's the beauty of those 4 different sessions and the 200 hours of that, and the value of tying together all of the levels 1 through 7 and gaining the information that happens in level 8 is that Kevin has agreed as a gift back to you for being a member of the Global Information Network that he will deliver it to you absolutely free. Yes, you heard that right. There were times when level 6 was $25,000. I mean, the other levels have been higher price points, and the information that he's going to share is virtually priceless. The reality is, it is free. There are only 2 requirements that you have. One is you must be a member of the Global Information Network by the end of this calendar year, by December 31st in 2020. You have to be a member by then in order to qualify for it to be free. And secondly, you must be level 7 by the end of December 31st, by the end of the year in 2021. The information will be delivered in the summer of 2022. So you have to be a level 7 member at that time. That's why I said it was so exciting when we saw level 5 being done in a shorter period of time. And we have people who have asked to not only upgrade to get to level 7 sooner, but to do multiple levels of that. And that's all available for you. We'll talk about that in the upcoming days. And if you have a question about it immediately, contact us at support@genunited.com. It's very simple. We're very happy to help you make that as easy for you as possible. Whether you choose one level to upgrade, or you choose to do multiple levels of upgrade, and there are special discounts available for you in that case. We're very, very excited about what's happening in the world of level 8. A great announcement. We also announced released a sponsoring promotion that if you sponsor 3 new members, in essence, your membership is free, because we're going to supersize that Gen bonus. We're going to upgrade that to $50 of the $150, so 3 new members. Now, the new members can either be new members to Gen, or they can be reactivated members to Gen. So the rejoins. So again, there are ways in which you can actually be in this club at absolutely no cost. There are ways in which you can upgrade to be a level 7 on a specific timeline so that you can in fact enjoy level 8 given live absolutely free. A couple of great announcements that are happening inside the world of Gen. There'll be more information coming about that, and I'll touch on that in just a moment. So it's the sponsored 3. You're in for free. I will tell you that we also have a new member development series that is coming out this weekend, and it will be on Opportunity Knocks. Well, I believe I've just given you some specific opportunities, and I'm telling you they're knocking right now as you speak. I will tell you also that we're going to have a call, our worldwide call, on this Sunday at 1 o'clock Central Time. It will be our, as you know, that is Super Bowl Sunday. It will be our Super Bowl of Success call for you. The Super Bowl of Success. You see, it'll be at 1 o'clock Central. The game doesn't start until 4 hours later. So be sure and tune in for this call. We'll be recapping. We'll be announcing some things. There are other additional pluses and benefits and perks that are coming your way in the world of Gen. We're going to be giving you more content. We're going to be giving you more training on a weekly basis. We're excited about what's happening. More announcements. It is just spectacular. I will tell you that our next event, we always reveal that on Saturday night, and we're going to be in Las Vegas, and we're going to be at the Mirage Hotel, and the dates on that will be July 31st through August the 2nd. Of course, our 5, 6, 7 trainings happen just prior to that. The main event itself will be, again, July 31st through August the 2nd. It will be at the Mirage in Las Vegas. Be sure and join us on our call on Sunday. Be sure and tune in to the Member Development Series this weekend. We are gifting you the chances of a lifetime, a chance to change your life and to begin to mold your legacy. I hope you have a spectacular week. I'm Dr. Tom.